All right. Well, welcome, Bico employees and customers, to your exclusive 40-minute yoga flow. I am Katie with Charlotte Yoga, and we'll get started in an upright seat. So just take a second, comfortably cross your legs and rock side to side. Put your hands in your lap or on your thighs, and then gently soften or close your eyes. On an exhale, consciously root down where you sit. Inhale, lift taller through your head. Put an equal amount of energy into rooting down and lifting up. And start to breathe into your belly. As you inhale, expand your belly button outwards and the top of your head up. And as you exhale, release more than you took in. So let go of the air, but also some tension. Take 3 big breaths this way. As the mind slowly arrives in the body, letting go of all you've been doing. Becoming fully present to receive the benefits of this practice. And the spirit of clearing out as much as you can. Let your next inhale be the biggest breath you've taken all day long. Hold the lungs full. Sigh, release tension, air, maybe even push the old air out of the lungs. New, fresh start. As you start to breathe in, maybe open your eyes, lift your shoulders up and begin some shrugs. Roll them back. Roll them forward. Take your left hand by your left hip, reach your right arm up and over to the left. Push your right sits bone down. Come back to center, put your right hand outside your right hip, reach your left arm up and over to the right. Push your left sits bone down. And as you inhale, come back through to center. We'll make our way to all fours. Easy does it. Line up your wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Spread your fingers. And as you exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin. Pull your belly together tight. As you inhale, arch your spine. Roll your shoulders back, lift your tailbone. And I'd like you to do that 3 to 5 times. Maybe close your eyes here and try to articulate your vertebral joints. I'm going to turn the music on, and we're going to be on a slow journey to child's pose. And on this slow journey, you might stop those cat-cows and thread the needle. You might take some wrist stretches. Flip the palms so the fingers face the body, round the spine. I'm going to let you spend about 15 to 20 seconds in intuitive movement. And as you move towards your child's pose, think about clearing out like the congestion and the junk that starts to build up in the tissues, right? So just that general tightness. It's oftentimes little adhesions in your fascia, which touches like literally every muscle fiber, every organ of your body. When you get to the pose of the child, take 3 big breaths, fill the front side body, fill the back side body. And think about clearing out and creating space. It's hard to think clearly when our mind is full of junk. It's hard to move freely when our body is stiff and congested. After your next breath, start to reach your hands out a little further. Slowly start to shift forward, set up your plank position. So when you're ready, and you can stay in your child's pose longer if that's what you're feeling, I want you to spread your fingers and push your fingers down into the mat. From here, press into your index fingers and thumbs and hug your thumbs towards each other. You should feel that strong, stable pec line. Now spread your shoulder blades apart and bring your heart forward a little bit. We've got all the muscles of the rotator cuff pretty much now locked up in place, so don't move your shoulders. Keep the hands, the fingers strong. You start to lift the kneecaps. Think about the legs. You have the quads, the thighs, a good squeeze. Point your tailbone back to your heels and then pull your belly tighter. One more time, spread your shoulder blades apart, bring your heart forward a little bit. Take a big breath in. Great work, bend your knees. Exhale, shift back, downward facing dog. Nothing like a 30-second plank. Just start to build some fire. Sometimes we can clear out with water. Sometimes we clear out with fire, burning away impurities. Walk that left foot a little closer to center. Right toes point down. Inhale to 3-point. Point and flex your right ankle. Wrap your left outer hip back. Open up your right hip and bend your right knee. Try twisting your belly button slightly to the left heel and start wrapping your left outer hip back. Cheetah. Pull your right knee right down the center. From here, see if you can drop your knee down to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, pull it back up to cheetah. One more time. Inhale, drop your right knee down. Exhale, pull it up to cheetah, then step back to plank. Option to hold, option to drop your knees and hold. Option to take 1 to 3 push-ups. You never have to do push-ups, no pressure. But I will say that knees down push-ups have changed my body. I'll meet you on your belly. When you're ready, reach your arms back, locust, lift up a third of the way, strengthening our spine. Come down a little bit. Come up about 2/3 of the way. And then down a little bit. Now lift up to your highest point. Look down and forward. You've trained your spine what to do. Now you're ready. If your glutes are super clenchy, roll your pinky toes down and then lift your chest a little more. Slowly come down onto your belly. Inhale to plank or knees down plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Spread your fingers and bob your head lately, yes. Walk that right foot a little closer to center. Left toes point to the ground for your 3-point. Right outer hip is back. Belly is tight. Open up your left hip. Bend your left knee. Now twist your belly button slightly toward the right. Roll your ankle out. Cheetah, pull the knee tight to the chest. Equal amount of energy. Pressing down into the hands is lifting the knee up. Now inhale, drop your knee down. Almost touch. Exhale, pull it right back up. One more time, you can. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, lift it up. Step back to plank. Option to hold right here, or drop your knees and hold right here, or take 1 to 3 push-ups. And keep your body super strong and long as you do those push-ups. We'll meet on the belly. Reach the arms out like a T. Lift up a third of the way. And come down a little bit. Lift up 2/3. And come down. Now lift to your highest point. Put your mind in your shoulder blades. And with your shoulder blades, draw some circles back. Effectively, your hands and arms move. But you're thinking about moving your shoulder blades. Switch the direction. Quit with those circles and just lift up to your highest point. One last breath in. Exhale, come on down. Tuck your toes. Inhale to plank or knees down plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take a clearing breath. Fill up all the way. And release everything you can that you don't need. And then take 8 to 10 tiny little steps up to the top of the mat. This is a hamstring awakening journey. And when you get to the top of the mat, take your feet a little wider than your hips. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins, belly tight. Exhale, fold, drop into ragdoll pose of any kind. Option 1 is just arms hang down. Option 2 is some kind of bind, like opposite elbows or opposite fingers or wrists behind the calves. Maybe give your head a little bob. Start to look up toward your belly. And start to release those binds. Walk your feet in about hip distance. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins, shoulders back. Exhale, fold, bend both knees. Left fingertips out in front of the face. Inhale, right arm up to the sky. Keep that left knee bending. Top of the head lengthening forward. Exhale, fold, both hands come down, both knees bend. Right hand under your face, left arm to the sky. We keep that spine long when we're twisting. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, make it a good one. Pull your shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, arms keep super high. Exhale, hands to heart. Centered. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, sweep your arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees, dive forward, float. Half lift, inhale. Right foot back. Exhale, lunge. Left foot back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Could be knees first, could be chaturanga. Inhale, lift, up dog, press the tops of the feet down, roll your inner thighs up. Exhale to dog, take 2 full rounds of breath here. We're going to leave as much junk as we possibly can on our mat tonight. Walking off just a little more clear, mind and body. Bottom of your next exhale, look forward, heels up, let's step, top of the mat. Half lift, inhale, fold, exhale. Inhale, rise, maybe back bend, maybe grow a little taller. Exhale, fold from hips and waist. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, left foot back, lunge. Inhale, right foot back, plank. Exhale to lower, knees first or chaturanga. Inhale to lift. If up dog's not for you, maybe a plank variation or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Clear out. Bottom of your next exhale, look forward, heels up, bend your knees, step or jump, feet to top of mat. Half lift, breathe in, fold, breathe out. Last time, inhale, rise up, back bender, just get taller. Exhale, fold from hips, from waist. Half lift, inhale, palm the mat, step, jump or float, take vinyasa, or you can skip it. You can always skip it. You can always do some kind of push-up or plank variation. We'll meet in downward facing dog. I'll give you a strength option. You can take it or leave it. Take your toes slightly out and heels slightly in. Then bend your knees and hover your shins a couple inches over the mat. From there, crouching child's pose, we'll call it. Take your right knee to your right elbow, mountain climber. Then go back, crouching child. Don't worry about how far back you go. And take it mountain climber on the other side, left knee to the left. When you go back to that crouching child, keep a micro bend in your elbows. Let's do 3 on each side. And when you're in your mountain climber, there's also a micro bend in your elbows. So never locking those joints out unnecessarily. No need to take it too far. You'll get strong without taking it too far. Let's meet in forearm plank after you get the third one on the second side. Push your heels back, think body like a board. Now notice how you're breathing here. might be feeling a bit challenged. That's okay. Start to distribute your effort around. Push down into your hands, elbows, and forearms. Lift your kneecaps and lengthen through the top of the head. Remember, sometimes we clear out junk, and sometimes that junk can be stories about ourselves by fire, not water. So burning it out, looking at it in this moment of challenge and saying, I'm doing this, I'm breathing well. Take a big breath in, drop your knees if you need to. Exhale, press up to plank. Vinyasa, or you can skip it. Can always be a knees down, push up, or knees, chest, chin to some kind of cobra. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Take 2 full rounds of breath. Try to let go of more than you take in. And bottom of your next exhale, we'll look forward, heels up, bend your knees, step or jump, feet top, half lift, inhale, fold, exhale. Inhale, rise, sweep your arms high, grab your left wrist, pull your belly tight as you lift to the sky and lean over to the right. Now let this feel good. Breathe. Come back to center, swap out your wrist, lift up tall again. Tighten your belly, lean left. Come back to center, lift up tall, maybe back bend a little. Inhale, bend your knees, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, separate your feet a little bit, maybe 2 fish. Bend your knees, grab the back of your calves. Let's stretch for a moment. Maybe one more little half lift. Maybe bob your head lightly, yes. Pull your elbows behind you, lift your butt. No need to overdo it here, okay? Get your body into the posture, start to breathe. Trust that the shape will do its work without you pushing. Sometimes our overdoing it can create more junk, like we're trying to clear out, we overdo it, and we end up piling more on. It's the metaphor. One more breath, maybe look up at your belly button. It's also, with your body. Half lift, inhale, shoulder heads draw back. Walk your feet in a little closer. Hold, exhale. Bend your knees, sit back, chair pose. Awkward pose. Interlace your hands behind your head. Lean back. Pull your front low ribs in and sit down. So we're going to use the hands behind the head to find an edgier edge. So one more time. Lean back. Then pull your front low ribs back in. Then sit down and reach your arms up. Now squeeze your inner thighs. Squeeze your glutes. Bring your pinky fingers to face each other. Create lots of space for your shoulders. Awesome. Now sit as low as you can. Bring your arms out in front of you. Touch your palms together. Take a big inhale. Exhale, open twist to the right. Belly button twist slightly left. Inhale, back to center, palms touch. Exhale, open twist left. Belly button slightly right. Inhale, center, sit back deeper. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Palm the mat, step or jump. Take vinyasa or skip it. One breath at a time. Stay strong and focused. Full exhale, back to dog. Left leg, 3-point. Inhale, left leg first. Exhale, mountain climber. Left knee to left elbow. Option to hold. Option to elevate your knee up and down. Go straight to cross cheetah. Left knee to right elbow. Option to hold or elevate your knee up and down. We're almost there. Cheetah, pull it right down the middle. Step up, warrior one. Inhale to rise. Solid in both feet. Left heel, solid, left knee facing straight forward. Right hip can be out to the right a little bit. That's fine. My hips aren't even close to straight. Let's take one more big inhale. Look up at your fingertips. Exhale, right hand down inside your left foot. Inhale, left arm high, easy twist. Take one more breath here. Wrap your left outer hip back. Exhale, left hand comes down. Push off your left heel. Inhale, back to crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Readjust your feet. So we're already using this left outer hip quite a bit here. Keep holding your left knee out to the left. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, modify extended side angle. Left elbow, left knee, right arm over your head. Sit into your lunge and breathe. Hug your heels towards each other a little bit. Float your left elbow up off of your left knee. Reach your left arm out. You got this. Rotate your chest open to the right a little bit. And then start to inhale your way up to straight leg peaceful. Left arm back, left leg straighten. Triangle on the left to the top of the mat. Exhale, reach forward and down with that left hand. Right arm to the sky, hold for 5. Try to stabilize through your outer hip and through your center. Push your right foot straight down. Lengthen through the top of your head a little bit. And now squeeze your ribs on the right. Lift from there. Inhale, windmill up, straight leg peaceful. Toes to the side mat. Heels in, toes out. Goddess squat, horse stance. Same thing. We'll interlace the hands behind the head and lean back. Make sure your toes aren't clenching, so lift them and wiggle them. Then lean back. Pull your front low ribs in and sit down. Do that again, lean back, pull your front low ribs in and sit down. Great, now lift your left heel up off the mat and slowly lower it. Take all the time you need. Lift your right heel up off the mat and slowly lower it. 1 second only, lift both heels up off the mat and lower them. Then last time, lean back, you can, ribs in, sit down. Reach your arms high over your head. Push into your heels. We got this. Stand up. 3, 2, 1. Warrior 2 on the right to the back of the mat. Take all the time you need to set it up. Hold your right knee out to the right. And as always, make sure your feet are active but not clenching. When you're ready, inhale, peaceful warrior, right side body stretch. Exhale, modify extended side angle. Keep breathing. We hold here for 5. Holding the right knee out to the right a little. And that will effectively wrap your right hip underneath you a little bit. Sit a little lower. We'll float that right elbow up off of your knee. Reach your right arm out and rotate your chest open to the left. You got this. Straight leg peaceful. Right arm reaches back, right leg straighten. Triangle on the right. Exhale, right hand comes forward and down. I like right hand, right shin, just below the knee. You set up your triangle however works for you. Let's push the shin into the hand with just a little energy to keep the knee unlocked and the quad engaged. And push your left heel out. Squeeze your left outer hip. Both side bodies are strong. We'll inhale to windmill up, straight leg peaceful. Toes to the side mat, hands to your waist, wide-legged fold, lift your chest, bend your knees a little, walk your hands out in front of you and pause. Keep a micro bend in both knees. And then we'll walk the hands over to the left ankle and just drop your head and take a couple of breaths. And we'll walk all the way back to center, do a little pause. Walk the hands over to that right ankle, couple of breaths. Notice if you feel any difference. It's okay if you do, it's okay if you don't. Bring the hands back to center, do a half lift, walk your feet in a little closer. Pivot around to pyramid stance to the top of the mat, left toes pointed forward. Right toes pointed out at 45 degrees, pushing into both feet evenly as you rise up, square your hips off, and then come halfway down so that your chest is parallel to your mat. Then have your left outer hip moving back, and your right hip, top of the head, moving forward. For pyramid pose, bring both hands, fingertips down, keeping a micro bend or a bigger bend in your left knee. We'll lead with the chest as we fold. You can stay right here as long as you want to. If you know twisted triangle and like it, place your right fingertips down inside your left foot. Left hand to the outside of the left hip. Ultimately, left arm might reach all the way up to the sky. And again, we'll lengthen through the top of the head because we keep the spine long when it's twisting. Look down, bend your left knee, both hands come down, option 3 push-ups, option vinyasa, option skip it. I'm going to take 2 knees down push-ups, and I'll meet you in downward facing dog. We'll take a clearing breath together, creating as much space as we can. Fill up and release. Walk the left foot a little closer to center. Inhale, right leg to 3 points. Exhale to mountain climber, hold, so keep breathing. Option to elevator the knee up and down. Then take the right knee straight over to the left elbow again. Cross cheetah, option to hold, option to elevator up and down. Bringing the knee to center cheetah, look forward, flex the ankle, step up. Warrior 1, solid in both feet. Inhale to rise. Pull the belly in, let that left hip point over to the left corner as much as it needs to. Maybe look up, one last big inhale. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right arm high, easy twist. Feel your right outer hip wrap back. Push your right heel straight down. Unclench your right toes, give them a little wiggle. Exhale, right hand comes down, push off your right heel. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior 2 on the right, top of the mat. Inhale, peaceful warrior, right side long. Exhale, full extended side angle on the right to the top of the mat. Left arm reaches overhead. Option right elbow, right knee. Option half bind. Flip your left hand, bend your left elbow, reach for the outside of the right hip. Make sure your toes aren't clenching. And if you've chosen to take any kind of bind, full or half, just start to unwind that with care. Hold your lunge, peaceful warrior. Straighten your right leg, toes to the side mat. Goddess your way, heels in, toes out, bend your knees. Option to squat, reach up. Option to interlace your hands behind. Option to lift your heels. Let's hold for 5. Option to pulse up and down. I'm doing like the hardest version right now, which is heels up with a pulse, but there's lots of ways to play. In 3, we'll start to stand slower than you want to. 2, 1, push down, rise up, warrior 2 on the left to the back of the mat. Right toes to the side mat, left toes to the back of the mat. Once you're solid, hold that left knee out to the left. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, full extended side angle on the left to the back of the mat. Again, option for that half bind. Option to do that from a modified variation. You could flip your palm, bend your elbow, reach for your left outer hip. Now, if you can easily grab a hold of your left inner thigh, your body's ready for that full bind, but don't feel in a rush for that. If you do have yourself in some kind of bind, start to unwind. Sit a little lower. Inhale, peaceful warrior, lengthen back. Straighten your left leg, toes to the side mat. Optional bind behind your back. Inhale, lift your chest. Bend your knees. Exhale, wide-legged fold. And you don't have to go all the way into this to feel the benefit of it. Try holding it like 70% of your flexibility and see if you can bend your knees. Notice what you're feeling. If at any point you want to lose the bind, you can do a half lift. When your hands meet your low back, let them go. In fact, if you've still got the bind, let's all do that. Do the half lift. We'll meet with the hands out in front. Walk the feet in a little closer. And then pivot around to pyramid stance on the right to the top of the mat. You're going to push evenly into both feet to rise. Left toes pointed, little 45-degree angle. We'll come halfway down such that the chest is parallel to the floor in front of you. Right outer hip wrapping back, top of the head forward. And we'll lead with the chest as we come down. Do release your head eventually if you feel safe. this posture is highly effective for you, I recommend you stay here. But if you did take the twisted triangle on the other side, keep your left fingertips down, put your right hand to your right outer hip, right arm ultimately maybe go to the side, but what you look at is up to you. So you could keep looking down if you're having a struggle balancing. You can look straight forward like I am right now, if it's easier on your neck. Right hand comes down, bend your right knee, step back to plank. Option 3, push-ups. Option vinyasa, option skip it. I'm going to take 2 knees down push-ups and meet you in downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, take a big breath in, big breath out. Look forward, lift your heels up, bend your knees, step to squat stand to the top of the mat, or jump. Lift your chest, push both feet down, squeeze your outer hip. So you have an option, you can stay right here, or you can work your crow pose. And if you stay here, you have an option, you could do like squats. But if you work your crow pose, go ahead and lift your booty up halfway, walk your toes in a little closer, point your fingers slightly out. Even if you feel like you quote unquote can't do it, just create the shape anyway, because creating the shape is a nice strengthening drill. Think about puffing your upper back, pulling your belly tight, pulling one heel up and then the other. Maybe you get a moment with both. And then we're gonna step back, float back. Last opportunity for vinyasa or push-ups. We'll meet on the belly instead of going for dog. Or if you did go to dog, come on down to your belly. Option for one lap locust, option to bend your knees, reach back your feet or your ankles. Bring your knees in a little closer and lift up. And if you're in your bow pose, bring your chest forward, shoulders back. No need to overdo it, but maybe find just a little more gentle effort. Slowly come down, bring your heels to your bum. Press up to all fours, back to child's pose. Take one big clearing breath here. I want you to think about how you felt at the start of class compared to how you feel right now. We'll do a tiny little core burst and stretch and call it a night. One big clearing breath in. And release more than you took in. Press to all fours, cross your ankles, come onto your back. Interlace your hands behind your head. Lift your tailbone up off the mat over and over. Press the back of the head into the hands. Keep the head, neck, and shoulders relaxed. In 5, we'll find our low boat, Ardha Navasana pose. Keep your spine firm in the mat, just your head, neck, and shoulders lifting, legs together. Reach your fingertips forward in 3, 2, 1. Low boat, low back is pushing down, fingertips are reaching forward. Everything in the center is nice and strong. So we're gonna kind of put those 2 moves together for our last little core thing, and then we're gonna go through these 3 moves again in half time. So now reach your arms back. You can just for a second. And release your hands behind your head. Lift your tailbone, lower your tailbone, lower your heels, lift your heels. Keep pressing the back of the head into the hands. In 5, we'll just switch to just lifting the tailbone. Don't worry about lowering those legs anymore. In 3, 2, 1, just lift your tailbone over and over. If you want a little more, reach your fingertips up towards your toes. Since we're not here very long, I highly recommend it. We're going for low boat in 3, 2, 1. Reach those fingertips forward, push your low back down. Everything in that midsection nice and tight. And start to reach your arms overhead, hands stand on your back, interlace your hands behind your head, lift your tailbone, lower your heels. We'll do that for 10 seconds. I'll change the music. And we'll be giving ourselves a big self-hug before you know it. Bringing your knees together into your chest in 3, 2, 1. Cross your ankles, hug yourself. Place the back of the head down, extend the legs straight up, arms down by your sides, waterfall. Feel your heartbeat. So when we challenge our bodies, right, build that internal fire, that is one way to clear out. We soften, maybe pour some water on that fire as we are now. Maybe feel a little bit less congested all around. Let's float the figure 4 legs, right foot over the left, bend your knees, hug it in. Roll that right hip down. Tuck your chin. And clearing the toxins out of our system is about more than just what we eat and what we imbibe. When we clear out stories that don't serve us, television shows or music that stresses us out, we start to create space. Keep your figure 4 legs, release your arms. Drop your right foot over to the left, figure 4 twist. A gentle twist and a continuing stretch for your right outer hip. Take 2 more big breaths. And then use your core muscles to bring your legs back up in the air to waterfall and pause for a moment. Maybe you can feel a little difference between your right side and your left. Maybe not. It's all good. Flex your left ankle, place it over your right knee. Bend your right knee and thread your arms through. Tuck your chin and breathe. And I'm only saying this about clearing out toxins because I've been eating Halloween candy and watching horror movies for like 3 days in a row and wondering why I've been feeling anxious and nauseous. So today I said no television and green smoothies it is. And it's just one of the ways that I'm clearing out little things that are creating congestion inside me, impurities that block me from receiving the nutrients of the world around me, including this practice. Start to unthread your arms, keep your figure 4 legs, and when you're ready, you can drop your left foot over to the right. Using your core, come onto your back. Our last posture before Shavasana is Happy Baby. And you can hold the fronts of the ankles or the outside edges of the feet and just rock gently from side to side. What would feel good, you can bring your feet together and pull your toes to your nose. When you're ready, start to extend your legs out. And in the spirit of clearing out fully and letting all the work we've done land, take one last big breath in and just sigh. And this part is important. Nothing creates space like Shavasana. you move, take a big clearing breath up all the way. And side, start to gently move toward a full body stretch. And when you're ready, bend your knees, lie here or rock to a side. Let's meet exactly where we started. When you're ready, find your upright feet, and we will meet full circle with your hands at your heart. One last inhale, sit upright, but also feel rooted down. And as you exhale, release what you can. Bring your thumbs between your eyebrows and feel the space. We honor the light in one another. Namaste, Biko.